Bones are amazing things. They hold us up. They support us. They make us strong. But bones have other uses. In the past, bones were thrown by diviners, seeking out the mysteries of the future. Now the bones are cubes, made of plastic or resin, but they still reveal things to us. As they fall from our fingers and rattle across the table, the story becomes clear. Welcome to Bone Throwers Theater, an RPG actual play podcast.
Welcome back to Bone Throwers Theater, Elements of War. I am Ellie, usually playing Archi.
This is Johnny, playing Chime North.
This is Jeff, playing Moses. Jerr Lan.
Charlton Heston? This is Jeremy playing Julian. I know where you live, Illix.
This is Aaron playing Sam Feluge.
And I'm Jordan, and I am playing the Evil Master's headquarters. So previously, when we left off, as Julian intimated, the majority of the party was in the apartments of the council members.
Yes.
Getting all invasive.
Mm-hmm.
And like every true evil mastermind, I have a cat on my lap.
We were like the Scooby Squad.
Going in and out of doors.
Yep.
Let's see who's really behind the council. Tater and Mar!
Yes, the council was led by someone wearing a plague mask this entire time. All right.
Continue.
Sam,
Yes.
you have been unconscious, buried up to your neck in the elemental controlled dirt up until this point.
Yep.
But we will go ahead and say that at this time you come to.
So I'm no longer incapacitated.
Thou art no longer incapacitated.
I am severely wounded.
Correct.
Don't you wish you had a healer?
Yeah. Only. What is my current situation?
You are still buried in dirt.
Is any part of me free?
Your head, maybe up to your collarbone, is free.
First thing I'm doing is I'm checking, like we talked about, patting my pockets and seeing if Shade is still around. So I'm checking to see if Shade and I are still together.
You can feel shade.
All right, it feels shady.
It's getting shady down here, yes.
Okay, then I'm going to ask Shade what happened and why we're still alive. Because last I knew, I was more or less left, facing down the blade, and I was done for. I'm going to roll for Shade real quick.
Okay.
And I rolled a 4.
Uh-oh.
Oh, nice.
And then I rolled a 2.
So on the randomizer chart, that gives us Ellie.
Okay, so Ellie is in control of Shade. So, what happened? Where'd Katana go?
Why don't you know things? Why am I always the leader in this situation?
Because you're so much smarter than me.
Listen, you don't need to tell me things I already know, but I'll give you a little bit of something. I just got done talking with one of your buddies a little while ago.
Okay.
His name starts
Where
with
are
a
they?
J. Can you guess who he is? Come on, I'm bored. Play along.
Yes, Julian. You spoke with Julian. Where's Julian?
I think he's on his way. I let them know what was going on. I'm not sure where Katana is, but I know where other people are, and they're probably coming to save your dumbass.
Okay, well, let's see how much we can do to get out of here and try to meet them on their way.
Sounds good to me.
Dumbass is pretty rough language for someone who was just trapped in an air duct.
So, I'm going to attempt to gently bring air into the room to kind of get some of the dirt away from me. So I believe I would need to roll for that. And since I'm severely wounded, how many dice do I lose?
2.
I think severely wounded is 2 dice.
Yep.
Okay. Shade, if Julian reaches back out to you, let him know as much as you can where we're at, and that we're trying to meet him somewhere. We're trying to get out of here.
I suppose. Fine.
Thank you, Shade.
You're welcome.
So even though you were down 2, how many did you actually roll, Aaron? 5?
Yeah. And I rolled 16. We try to gently bring in air to move some of the dirt so I can start wiggling free.
Okay. So here is how I'm imagining this. You take in as deep a breath as you can with the knowledge that you're pretty well impacted in dirt, right? And then you point your head towards the ceiling and you exhale as much as you can. And as you do, that pushes the air that is in the room kind of like a magnetic flow, like the magnetic poles around the earth. And that flows down and works its way in the millimeter cracks between you and the dirt that you've just opened up for yourself by exhaling as hard as you could.
Yeah, that sounds like a decent attempt. And probably one of the safer options without trying to crush me.
Yes. And so you are able to start pushing the dirt away as the air bubble around you expands.
Okay.
And soon it's loosened up enough for you to be able to crawl your way out onto solid ground and free yourself.
Okay. So from what I remember, this was a big room at the base of that building in the center of the city. And there was like a lava pit here. Now it's been pretty tore up after our fight. There's only one entrance and exit from here?
Correct.
Okay. So I'm going to start making my way out that entrance. My first priority, now that I'm aware what had happened in the past, so I woke up after being tortured by Katana and went searching for Katana in like a fit of rage to do whatever I could to kill her. Now that I've realized that I am naked, I'm also going to be checking a couple rooms on the way to see if I can find any clothing.
Go ahead and make me a search roll.
And again, down 2 dice. Okay,
Correct.
so I'm rolling a dice. And I got a 4.
He found the dressing cloth.
So more or less, I'm looking for anything that I can use to cover myself, whether that's curtains, towels, a bedspread. I'm naked. I'm not picky at this point.
It's going to take you a while to find something, and your search slows you down quite a bit.
I already imagine I'm not moving too fast to begin with. I've had my ass handed to me.
I'm pretty sure that you're covered externally in bruises, and you probably have some interior lacerations as well.
Okay, I would buy that. And so my goal at this point is just to try to find some form of main entrance hall or place that looks like it's going to get me towards an exit. Something where if anybody who is coming to help me, I'm not going to use the word rescue, assist me, then they would be joining me there.
You find an elevator shaft.
Is there an elevator in it? Or do I just find the shaft?
I mean, you could push the button and see what happens.
Did I see any windows on my searching? Like, could I see what floor I was on?
No, there are no windows whatsoever.
Do I remember anything about my maddened search through the building?
I don't think so. Let me take a quick look at what you would need to roll. You're trying to remember something, so I think that knowledge would be an appropriate attribute to roll for.
So then I rolled a 5 because I have 1d plus 2. Do I
Okay.
still get my plus when I lose my dice?
Correct.
Okay. I rolled a 5 to try to remember anything about where I've been.
You know what? Anger is a hell of a drug. You remember some corridors. You remember some nameless people getting out of your way because, you know, a literal tornado of fury was just coming down their path. So they were trying to evade as much as they could.
Okay. Well, using reasoning and logic as much as I can, I know that I have not seen any windows, and I found an elevator. So I'm going to go ahead and press the button on the elevator shaft, see if I can start going up. Is there a down button?
No.
Okay.
Okay. After a little bit of waiting, the elevator comes.
as I see the elevator descending, I'm actually going to step to the side of the elevator so I'm not like right in front of the door when it opens.
Smart. The elevator opens.
Does anybody come out of it?
No.
Then I peek around the corner to see if it's empty.
It appears empty.
Then I enter the elevator and look at the buttons. Is there a G or a 1 or a 0?
Or is there a button with a star next to it?
There is not. All of the buttons are unlabeled. And there are 45.
Cool.
Which one is illuminated?
The one on the bottom most left.
I'm going to leave the elevator, and I'm actually looking for a set of stairs.
Okay.
I rolled 2.
Oh.
A little further down, you see a door.
Is the door labeled?
No. If you're not supposed to be in here, do you think they would make it easy for you?
I think they would make it easy for the people who are supposed to be in there.
The people that are supposed to be in there all have, like, supernatural powers and flunkies to take them to the right places.
I try to open that door.
Okay. It opens for you. You see some stairs.
Is there a label on this floor inside the stairwell?
No, it's actually the bottom of the stairwell.
So there's nothing like, no labeled like super secret hideout, lava pit base where we do all the bad stuff. You know how like typically there's like a label for the floor that you're on at the stairs?
I understand where you're going, but you could ask Shade.
If there's something written there?
Yes.
Okay. Shade.
Ellie, I just sent you a message.
Is there something I'm missing here? How do they know where they are in this building? Am I that much of an idiot?
You know, I won't answer that one. Because I think you know the answer to that question. But I think they're definitely testing you. There's a chamber. There's a wall. A wall that says testing chamber.
So there is a sign here
Yes.
as to where we are.
Yes.
Okay. Can you,
Ask me nicely.
pretty please, with death and mayhem on top,
Oh boy.
tell me what it says when we get to each floor?
Well, if death and mayhem are involved, absolutely.
Thank you, Shade. And I will tell Shade I'm looking specifically for the floors that say exit or ground floor or anything else that might be of extreme interest, which is very open-ended for Shade. I don't know if that's a good thing.
Shade does actually laugh.
So we begin climbing.
There's another sign here. Hold on. Stop what you're doing. It says Clinic 1. Ah! Refectory. A refectory.
Refectory.
Refectory?
Refectory.
Refectory. Shade, what's a refectory?
What is a refectory?
A room used for communal meals in an educational or religious institution.
It's a cafeteria. Why don't they just say cafeteria?
It's a religious cafeteria.
I shouldn't have been reading books about monasteries.
We got all this terminology. What is the shade? Yeah, I don't know.
And so I'm still looking for an exit.
Okay, fine. I'll tell you what this one says.
I don't know what I'm
There's one that says the excruciation chamber. Oh, that sounds like fun.
That actually does sound fun to put someone in there. Let's remember that this is here.
But I want to go now.
Okay, let's take a look.
Okay.
So I open the door on that floor and I begin looking through that floor for the excruciation chamber.
It's a large chamber. It looks like it would be about 2 or 3 stories worth of room height. There are some catwalks and bridges that go across the room in different areas. Some chains are hanging from the tops. There's a water tank over in one corner. There are some beds that are just basically metal frames and wire springs. Looks like there's batteries next to them. manacles at one end of a bed and manacles at the other end of the bed, and then what looks like a wine press that would pull the bed apart.
In the book on the monastery book as well.
No, actually, I once visited a torture museum. So there is a giant metal cow.
Okay. Is there anybody in here?
Go ahead and roll an investigation for that.
6.
Not that you can tell.
Is there anything for me to pick up? Like, is there any other kind of weapon in here that I can pick up to carry in case?
Sure, you find a mallet, like a sledgehammer.
Like a sledgehammer, like a big one, like a 2-hander. Okay, yeah, I'm leaving that because I'd barely be able to swing it.
You do find some coils of wire, like some very thin wire.
I would grab that. Shade, do you see anything interesting in here that we could use? I mean, at this moment, I know we can come back and use all of this later, but anything to use right now?
I don't. And to be honest, I thought this would be more fun in here. Honestly, I see why they call it the excruciation chamber. It's excruciating to be in here. Can we leave now?
Okay, let's keep looking. And we'll go back to the stairs, and we keep going.
Next one says communication center. Any interest in that?
Not at the moment.
I imagine you keep going?
Yeah.
Okay. This one says ammunition room.
Yes, we would probably look at this one.
Okay. I would too.
So, open the door to the ammunition room. Is there anybody when we open the door? I mean, the building was pretty empty, with the whole tornado thing. So, I'd imagine that most of these rooms are going to be empty still. Okay, so I'm going to open the door and look in there and do a quick search for anything, guns or any large explosives.
Go ahead and do an investigation roll.
11.
So you do find a nice selection of pistols.
Okay, I will take a pistol.
Okay.
Only one?
You
Or
do
two.
find... shocking. You do find a black trench coat and some sunglasses.
Yeah!
That was a bit of an equilibrium joke.
No shades for shade.
Shades for shade.
Yeah.
And then you do find some hand grenades of various types.
I would also take a couple of hand grenades.
There are some bandoliers.
Okay. Then I'll grab a couple of those. So, what was I able to find when I found my getup? My wardrobe?
Probably some combat fatigue, honestly.
Oh, okay. So I'd have, those pockets. Okay.
Yes.
I was picturing me in, a floral curtain closed by a couple of bandoliers. I was trying to get a mental picture of what I looked like at this point.
Well, I would imagine you had a very nice tapestry with a whole bunch of gold masks on it at first that you had wrapped yourself in. And then when you got to the armory, they probably had some BDUs available to wear.
Okay. So now I am properly attired. And again, Shade, do you see anything else we might need in here?
No.
Okay. Let's keep going. Again, we're still looking for the way out or other fun stuff. This was lifesaver so far.
Fun stuff. Anyways, I see one up ahead, says administration barracks.
Administration barracks? No, I think we'll save that one for later.
Okay, I agree. We're coming across...
Hold on.
Okay.
Out of game, is that where we are?
That was my intention.
Sounds like it might be a place where you would be located right now.
I mean, there is no other thing like ground floor, exit. If all it says is administration barracks...
I totally agree. But it's hilarious.
The best part of giving the player something that they would use is make it seem like something they would be completely uninterested in.
Alright, so then go up to the next floor.
This one looks like it could be informative. It says the command center?
Command center? Let's take a look here and see if there's anything we can find out on our way. So we go onto that floor.
Cool. You know that big old room in Houston where NASA all sits and coordinates their events?
Yeah.
Sure.
That's what it looks like.
Well, that's
But
cool.
for an entire country.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Are there any windows?
Yep.
Not that you can see in here. You're at the top of an auditorium that's multi-tiered, kind of like a college auditorium. There's a big old display across from where people would be sitting at desks. There's a whole bunch of telephones, a whole bunch of lamps, a whole bunch of computers. There's a giant map of North Belisara on one side, and then a map of all of the continents, and these are splitting the top third of the screen into two. An interactive map.
Okay.
So there's information about all of the nuclear reactors that power all of North Belisara cities. There is readouts for economic outputs, natural resources available through mining, through timber, the paths for airships, like the common trade routes.
Mm-hmm.
There is a dais underneath the map. There are what looks like 12 thrones on the dais, and they're row tables, so they can swing around to look at the board, or they can swing around to look at the tiered administrative workspaces.
So it looks like a seat of power.
Correct.
So I don't see any windows. Do I see any natural light coming into the room or glass? Because a lot of the windows were blown out by the huge cyclone. Do I see any glass across the floor?
Yes, you do see some glass across the floor, and you also see water. If you look up at the ceiling, it looks like they had these long tanks that were about 2 meters wide that had light in them, and then they also had water in there. So there was this really cool water effect going across everything.
Okay. I'm going to go sit down in one of the chairs.
Okay. One of the chairs of power or one of the administrative chairs?
Power. I'm trying to make the decision for you.
To go sit in the chairs?
Yes.
Yes. Shade and I are of the same mind that being powerful is who we want to be. And so, yeah, gonna go sit in one of the chairs. Just to feel powerful. Especially after my recent less than powerful result. This will kind of help cheer me up.
From speakers that are embedded in the head of the chair from behind you, you hear,
"Mask is required."
Well, Shade, I guess we can come back to this after we find our mask again.
Sounds good.
And then I stand up and go looking for where that glass, the broken glass, is coming from.
it looks like it was coming from the lighting that was above.
Okay. Then gonna go back to the stairwell and keep searching.
Next floor says atrium.
All right, now we're getting somewhere. This sounds like at least going to give us a view of where we're at. Let's check to see what we got going on here.
There's shattered glass everywhere.
Not surprised. Can I see, am I on the ground floor? Can I see that? Or am I like on a balcony that's overlooking the ground floor?
Yeah, you're high up. You're about midway up the building. What I'm envisioning is the atrium is going around. It's this open area like that had been glassed in, and it had connected other parts of the complex with sky bridges.
Do I see any stairs heading down from where I'm at?
If you go over towards the ledge, you might see a ladder, like for servicing. It's not too terribly far away.
Okay. Then I'm going to start climbing that ladder down towards the ground floor.
Okay. Kind of like a fire escape kind of situation where it's enclosed, so if you fall, you won't fall out, but you'll fall down.
Okay. So I climb it to the ground floor.
Okay. It takes a very long time.
Yeah, I'd imagine I'm about 20 floors up, so.
So you reach the ground. What do you find?
if that was the atrium, I imagine I find a big open area like a lobby with what looks like a security desk, a few doors off of this lobby area, as well as the doors leading out behind me. One of the doors, Shade lets me know that that door is labeled administrative barracks. So I am going to probably scout out the front doors. So I'm looking to see if there's anybody waiting out there for anybody that's coming.
Go ahead and make me an investigate roll.
8.
You see a cohort of soldiers guarding the entrance.
Facing in or facing out?
Facing out.
Oh, okay.
Full combat gear, machine guns. There's a couple of turrets that have been, like, you know, those mobile security turrets you see around. There's been a couple of those erected with sharpshooters.
Are we in the building yet?
Go ahead and roll. We'll have Jeff roll. 1 die. Even yes, odd no.
Even.
Yes, we're in the building.
We're in building.
In a big empty hallway with squeaky wet shoes.
Okay.
So, seeing the group of people out there, I am instead going to look for another exit. Being prior military, Sam would know that some of this information would be stored at the security desk with like escape routes, safety routes, and stuff like that. So Sam would then go back to the security desk looking for that information. Are there terminals with monitors at the security cameras?
The security desk is like this circular desk. You know Ron Swanson, like when he set up this circular desk in Parks and Rec where you can just go in this circle.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So it's a similar desk. It does have a point that someone could exit or enter, but there are a bank of monitors that pretty much encircle an individual who would be sitting at the desk.
Okay. Do I happen to see any soaking wet individuals?
Go ahead and make an investigate roll.
Hey!
One you're reasonably good at right
Hey! I rolled a 1 on my wild die again. I rolled a 0.
Today's the day, man.
Oh my gosh.
There's 2 separate things going on here. I just want to make sure that's clear. So I came here to look for the escape route or safety information that should be present at most of these security desks. The second thing I was doing was asking if I happened to, by chance, see any soaking wet individuals in the monitors.
I will give you one of the two. Which would you prefer?
I believe I would prefer to see my faithful compatriots.
Okay, sounds good. I will allow that.
Okay. Is the monitor that I see them on labeled? Or
It is.
Can I see what it says?
Yeah, so it's like one of those monitors like that kind of shifts through different viewpoints in it, so it'll have like in the top corner of the screen, it'll have what area it is.
Yeah.
And it says administrative barracks.
Perfect. All right. So I know where that is. I'm going to go to the administrative barracks door, and I'm going to open it.
Okay. So you open the stairwell door. It looks like a full-on ransacking is happening.
Do we hear the door open?
Go ahead and roll to notice.
Is that for all of us?
Yep. Well, anybody who would like to pretend to notice something, you can go ahead and do that.
I can pretend to notice things.
Search, right, or perception, basically.
Perception would be best.
Yeah. Use perception to do it.
Wow.
Did anybody get above a 10?
I got 11.
Yes.
I got nothing.
I got a 17.
We really should not finish this campaign today with our rolls. It won't end well.
No, it would be a very terrible ending.
Yes.
I got a 10. 3 years of recording and we all die at the end.
Before we even accomplish the mission.
All right.
So everybody but Archie.
Yay.
Oh, everybody but Archie. The other three of you hear a large door closing at the end of the hallway. I'm assuming you're leaving like the apartment doors open while you're searching.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's not hard for you to hear the doors like swing open and then swing closed. It's like that echo is just magnificent. And Sam, it sounds like chaos because of, again, the echo.
I'm going to call out because I saw them on the monitors. So, hello?
Hello?
Where are you guys?
That you, Sam?
Yeah, it's Sam.
You see Julian pop out of one of the rooms, like, Sam, how'd you get here? Where'd you come from?
We were looking for you.
Okay, downstairs. There's no windows in this place.
No, not until you're halfway up the building.
Oh my gosh. And he's gonna call out. It's like, Jerr, you need to get to Sam now.
Please.
I'm headed over there, and I'm drawing the water out of all our clothes to use for healing. Just the water, not the muck.
Your jacket is now dry. Nice.
Nice. Aw.
No.
Well, that was, you just needed 8 to get your extra normal, right? So
Yeah.
you got that.
22 on my extra normal.
While Jerry is looking me over, I'm relaying to everyone else what happened as much as I can remember about trying to kill Katana, losing the fight, and for some odd reason, she left me dying and alone.
So, Sam relays that. Julian is going to pipe up and say, I think I was able to convince her to leave you for the council to find you later. The rest of the council to find you later. Which, by the way, we are where they live. Like, these rooms are where they live.
This is where they do everything.
I got a 21 to heal Sam.
I think you needed a 15.
So I just bring him
For severely wounded.
Yes.
You're wounded.
So now I'm only down 1D.
Is Julian still connected to Daffodil? Or is that timed out at this point?
I think it's timed out at this point.
Okay. All right.
So, with the doors opening and Sam finding the rest of the group, we will be back right after this.
Hey there, my name's Anthony, and I run an actual play podcast called Deep Fried Dice, where we play role-playing games. On Deep Fried Dice, we like to explore our imaginations and tell strange stories in alternate worlds, funny fantasies, and sort of epic fiction. Twice a week, we play games using genres and systems on the less traveled side of role-playing in the hopes of showing off the flexibility this hobby can provide. If you like tabletop games, bad jokes, and hearing stories, then come listen to us at www.deepfrieddice.com.
And we have returned!
So once Jerr has healed Sam a bit, Julian's going to be like, Sam, how did they separate you from Shade?
I have no idea. What I remember, I put the helmet on. Next thing I knew, I opened my eyes. I was inside this big room, and Katana was there, mad, said something about who died, and they knocked me out. When I woke up, Shade wasn't with me, and I was being tortured.
Where were you being tortured?
Upstairs in this building.
In this building? What do you... Julian's eyes kind of get big. It's like, what do you remember about that room? What was in the room with you?
It was like a hospital room. There was a bed. I don't know. When I woke up, I was so angry at Katana. I went on a rampage. Me and Shade and the air elementals that traveled with him and went searching for Katana. And that's when she left me like this.
So it was just you and Katana in that room?
I think so. I mean, there were times where other people were there, but Katana was the one that spoke to me most of the time.
So you know it was upstairs. You can take us back there. And he's going to nudge over to Jerr. It's like, Jerr, they separated Shade. And Sam didn't die. You know what that means?
Water proxy.
There had to have been another water elemental there.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing we learned at the animal preserve. That's how they separated the elemental without destroying the human body. Is there had to be the use of a water elemental to do that.
They had to heal the body and the mind as they were separating them.
Okay, yeah, if you want to... I'm pretty sure I could find where it's at again.
Are you well enough to lead the way?
Yeah, I mean, as well as I'm gonna be anytime soon.
So we head off.
Yep, begin making our way back upstairs.
Cool.
I just want to make sure I remember. I found 2 pistols, I have a knife, and I have how many grenades?
I just said several. Do you want an actual number? I like 4
Okay, 4 grenades.
of varying types.
So as in like a frag grenade, an incendiary grenade.
Flashbang, smoke.
Yeah, you got smoke, concussion, frag, and incendiary. 1 of each.
That's all I needed to know.
Go ahead and describe how you find your way back to the recovery room.
A combination of me and Shade remembering where we rebonded, because that's a pretty momentous occasion, us coming back together. Shade remembers what the building looked like on his way to reunite, and we both kind of remember what it looked like when we woke up. And so we start making our way up towards the floors that we remember.
Sounds good. So you reach that room.
What is in that room?
So there's a hospital bed.
Just one?
Some manacles. Correct.
Address.
This is more of a closet.
A closet?
Correct.
Huh.
Like, compared to all the other rooms that you've been in, which have been like spacious apartments and grandiose hallways.
No, it's a small room.
I didn't record it, but there was a specific thing that Jordan mentioned was in the room when I woke up. It was a canister.
Yes. That's what I'm getting at.
Jeremy commented on that canister being important, but Sam had no idea. So I remember that was there when I woke up.
And Julian wants to investigate that area because he knows what is involved, because both he and Jerr got the manual of how to do the disbonding. So he knows what would be involved, so he's looking for evidence of that.
You're not finding any evidence.
Alright, so Julian's gonna be like, I wanna try something out. Sam, can you get Shay to do the thing where I can see the things?
Yeah, we can do that. So I'm going to do ultravision on Julian. Hold on, one on my wild die.
Oh, that is the theme for today.
Roll the 1 on my wall die.
Target for that is 20.
Oh gosh.
It is not successful.
Aaron, go ahead and roll me a single die.
2.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
We got 2 minutes to do something, guys.
So I think that, the first time I do it, if it doesn't work, I would ask you, do you see what you're looking for? And then I would do it again. That's better. 22.
Alright, so Julian can now see the stuff.
The elemental.
Yes, elementally he can see as well. Is there any elemental remnants?
No.
None.
Jeff, roll me a single die.
6.
Okay, cool.
And Julian's gonna be like, there would have had to been a water elemental to separate you from Shade. So,
The council member.
yeah, it could have been the council member.
We have not met them.
But at least now, I would know what they look like.
Yes.
All right, Julian's going to turn it to Sam and says, Sam, we got a lead on another location that could help us track down the water elemental that we're actually looking for. And I have a feeling that the council's going to be back here anyway, since that was part of the persuasion that I made on Daffodil, is to leave you alive for the other council members.
Okay.
So I think we should get out of here.
That's not a bad plan. Before we go, do you want to see any of the other rooms that I found? Their control room or anything? If anything would be of interest to you. I found a nicely stocked armory.
I want to see the armory.
Yes.
I need a gun.
You don't have a gun?
No, it got messed up in the water goo.
China's got a gun.
There's our musical episode, guys.
Here I come to save the day.
Hey, Johnny, can you roll me a single die?
I suppose.
It's a 2.
Cool, thanks.
So, do we want to see the armory on the way out? It's on the way back towards the ground floor.
Can we get out easily on the ground floor?
How'd you guys get in?
How do we usually travel around the city?
Yeah, the sewers.
Better than the front door. The front door is being guarded by people.
That's why we came the way we did. But if we come from behind, they won't know it. They won't expect it.
It came from
Behind.
Alright, fine, let's quick. Just grab a couple things on the way out.
So I asked for Shade to remind me which one is the armory floor.
Okay, Shade provides that information.
And we head back down towards the armory.
So question, as we're in the stairwell, are there actually signs that say something?
No, the signs are only elementally visible.
Can Julian see them with the sight? No? Okay.
That was a good question.
I only asking because it was established earlier that Shade can't read. So,
Correct.
I was like, what is going on here?
But we did say that elementals have their own pictographic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we head back to the armory for people to acquire anything that they might want.
Ellie, can you roll me a single die?
Okay, better than a 1. 3.
Cool. As you are going down the stairs, you hear the doors opening up from the bottom, the lower in the stairwell.
Oh, crap.
And you start hearing the sounds of a lot of people coming up the stairs.
What floor are we on? Where are we, Shade?
We went up. Now we're coming back down. So we could be
Passing the command center, the command room.
That's it.
Yeah.
So could we make it to the ground level before they get to there?
Even or odd?
Even.
I rolled odd.
How do we know for sure?
Hey, look, I trust you for your rolls.
You know what? Fair enough. All right.
Oh, yeah,
What?
that's right.
Hey, you know we're not cheating because Oliver's saying, "Oh, that's a 1 on the wild die." No.
That's all we're hearing tonight.
So why would I cheat?
You don't need to.
He doesn't need to cheat.
You all cheat for me. I mean, it's...
Quick question. Are grenades considered demolitions or a...
Depends on how you use them.
Since demolitions is under knowledge, I would assume that's setting up a bomb or an explosive device, not
Throwing a grenade.
throwing a grenade.
Yeah, that would be my expectation. I just wanted to make sure that is everybody's expectation.
Yeah, no. Throwing a grenade is under throwing. Setting a grenade up as a bomb would be demolitions.
Like we're setting up claymores or something like that.
Yeah.
Mostly my point is I'm down at 1D anyway, so anything I'm rolling or I'm trying to drop, throw, toss, I mean, I'm rolling jack squat. Unless we wanted to give this grenade to somebody else to attempt to do something with it.
Well, we just need to drop it so it lands on the landing right before they get there.
Or it lands just below us, so that way they have to... It would damage the stairs.
Yeah.
We've done that before.
Yes, we have. In the Black House.
Bear did that all by himself. Julian wants to peer down the staircase. Are they proxies?
Some are, but not high-level proxies. Not the levels that you've been dealing with. Like, these are proxy shot recruits.
So it's not a bunch of chrome domes coming up the steps.
No.
No.
Okay.
There's a ladder at the atrium that we can try to climb down, and if we destroy these stairs at the door, they can't get here. So worst case scenario, we're just shooting down at the people who would be trying to get into the lobby area from the atrium. The tactics position at this point. How many people can we shoot? How many bullets do we have? Can we survive long enough? Or we got to find another way out.
If we can get back down to the ground floor, There's a way out. So drop the grenade down. Let's go to this atrium, climb down the ladder to the ground floor, and then maybe sneak around the back while they're trying to get up the stairs.
I think that sounds like a decent plan.
All right, so we want to drop the grenade down the steps.
You want to basically pull the pin and go tinka 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 down the steps, is what I'm hearing.
Yep.
We already passed the control room, right? Or are we going to pass it on our way to the atrium?
Well, if we're going back up to the atrium, we will pass back by the control room.
Okay, do we want to toss a grenade into the control room where it controls all the cameras for everything?
Does it control the cameras? Jordan, what was describing was not a consiglio control room. It was more of like all of North Belisara and world control room, controlling more of air traffic control, power infrastructure for the country.
Well,
not
it doesn't control the power, so I don't think it monitors it. I don't think there's a control room for that stuff, because that stuff's generated at different locations.
Correct, but that point would have a kill switch for pretty much every major utility.
So would it be wise for us to do that anyways?
Yeah, go. Let's do it.
We'll throw an incendiary into the control room on our way past.
Frag grenade down the steps, incendiary into the control room.
I hand someone else the incendiary grenade.
Yep.
I would recommend Archie for the incendiary grenade because, they could provide a little bit more boost.
Sure.
That was my
I
fault
toss
too.
the frag grenade down the stairs, and I try not to roll a 1.
What? How many dice are you rolling?
I rolled a 2.
Oh, great.
You drop it at your feet.
Kick it.
Yeah. Julian's standing right there. He's going to kick it.
Okay, go ahead and roll a physique to kick the grenade.
Roll kicking. Where's kick when we need him?
Right?
Yeah.
Would that be physique or reflexes?
I would think reflexes, honestly.
Yeah.
I would think physique.
It's higher. You just gotta get down the stairs.
And I would argue that when the grenade drops at our feet, all of us are trying to kick it.
16 to kick the grenade down the steps.
You're able to nudge that bad boy down the step.
And then, let's go.
Run.
Everybody roll running.
Everybody has character points, right?
Yep.
I don't need them.
It's under physique.
I'm like,
I think I should.
is there a target?
17.
15.
Alright, so here's my first character point. Hey,
What
it's a
was
6.
What was the target?
So that is fine. 15.
Oh, whew.
I failed.
You have character points?
He used a fate point.
Can't do both.
How many dice were you rolling?
4 dice with the fate point. That's why I used the fate point.
No, you should have used character points because you have more dice with that below 2.
I rolled a 15.
Julian rolled a 19.
Jerry rolled a 17.
I rolled a 7.
7, okay. Archie.
27.
Oh my gosh!
So Archie is leading the scramble up the stairs. And Chime, as he was in the sewer, is in dead last.
Archie is also throwing the grenade into the control room, right?
Yes.
That's correct.
What would that be under?
Throwing.
Which is under coordination.
Okay.
Okay, Aaron, please roll 6d for me
With or without a wild die?
with a wild die. I would expect grenade explosions can have exploding dice.
Yes.
I'll throw a grenade for ya.
One on the wild die. One on the wild die. Wait, I don't know. It depends on whether or not Chime's been caught up in it.
No, just kill Chime. Don't worry about that.
16, 19.
Okay, so that goes all the way up to zone 3, if I'm reading this correctly. And that sounds like a pretty big explosion. So, okay, Johnny, how's your dodge?
It's better than my run, dice-wise. Yes.
Dodged a grenade.
Got a 20 on my dodge.
And what was the damage? It was 19?
19.
So by 1 point, you see the blast coming towards you, and you are able to just swing your body up that one extra step. You feel the heat of the blast kind of singe the back of your clothes, but you are going to be okay.
Yep.
Archie, we're going to go ahead and say that you have reached the control room, the knowledge node of the entire continent.
What did you roll for your throw?
This plus my pip is at 14.
Okay, so you got that in there pretty reasonably well. Do you want to add a little juice to?
A little flame, y'all saying? A little flame. Flame jet?
Yep.
Okay. Let's hope I make it, y'all. Wait, hold on. Let me just be sure.
Out of game real quick. The war that we are leading up to is a war between the innates and proxies, or between the commons, innates, and proxies?
I think it's all three, if I remember.
The first stage
It's two
is
stages, yeah.
commons versus proxies. Innate step in to help the
Oh, that was a
proxies.
6.
And then at some point when the commons are no longer a threat, those two factions turn on each other for some reason. We never establish why.
Okay.
Is that what you rolled?
I rolled a 33, including my 2 pips. I got a 6 in a roll there. Sweet.
So, Ellie, go ahead and roll me 6 dice. This is the dynamite damage.
Oh!
This is an incendiary grenade. So
Correct.
incendiary grenades are used typically to destroy equipment.
With heat. Extreme heat.
If you were trying to destroy an entire server, you would place incendiary grenade on top, and it melts through the entire server rack, and then usually through the floor as well. I mean, they burn really, really, really hot.
I was thinking it was basically like napalm in a can.
Yeah, more or less.
So what did you roll on that, Ellie?
19.
The hot fire. Go ahead and roll your personal fire damage.
16.
Okay, so 19 plus 16 is 35. So the control room is now like well on fire. Are you going to close the door or are you going to leave it open?
More air. Leave it open.
Okay. And Sam, if you and Shade want to kind of goose that a little bit, you can as well.
Yeah, I definitely think
After I get past the door, please.
with a 27.
Okay. So if you were looking into that room as you passed by, the fire is rapidly spreading. I'm imagining that the grenade that you threw pretty much landed like right on the edge of the podium, the dais. And so that started spreading over there. And then the fires that you injected into the room was caught a whole swath of the workstations. So you're getting all of this char, this smell of wire and plastic and electronics all just starting to cook together. And then with this boost of air, it like pretty much sweeps the fire across the entire room. Chine, as you're like a few steps below like everybody else, if you put your hand on the wall that you're walking past, you would start to feel the heat radiating through the wall of the building.
It's hot fire.
And with that, we're going to go ahead and stop for this episode. But thank you so much for listening to Bone Throwers Theater.
Oi.
Shorty fire burning.
Thank you for listening to Bone Throwers Theater. Our cast is Aaron, Ellie, Jeff, Jeremy, Johnny, and Jordan. We are releasing this podcast under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 3.0 Unported license. That means you can share the podcast, but please do not modify it or try to gain financially from it. If you would like to visit our website, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater.com. If you would like to send us an email, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater@gmail.com. Our Twitter handle is bonethrowerstheater. You can also look us up on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And until next time, may the bones fall ever in your favor. This has been a Nerd Circle podcast production.